are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Tu seguir en el fantasio fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Tu seguir en el fantasio fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Tu seguir en el fantasio fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Tu seguir en el fantasio fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Tu seguir en el fantasio fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón. You are about to enter the fantasy football show. Please stand by like a boss. Tu seguir en el fantasio fútbol novelas. Espera con el patrón.
Live from Smitty1.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
Take a lap.
We're back. We've got more breaking news. Brandon Cooks just signed an extension with the Texans, which a lot of people are saying L. If this is the case, L situation. Brandon Cooks, people wanted him in Green Bay. A lot of people wanted him in Indy in a, not that would have happened, but in a scenario where he was able to catch footballs from somebody other than whoever Mills or whoever the Texans have thrown him the football. So not a great move for Brandon Cooks, but it does open the doors for a lot of what we're talking about here in terms of DK getting moved, in terms of McLaurin getting moved, in terms of Deebo getting moved, in terms of Lockett getting moved. There are Keenan Allens being kicked around. With Brandon Cooks not going to one of these locations, it keeps a greater opportunity in play for every single one of those players. So trade galore happening, trades happening here in the next couple of weeks? Are we going to see a bunch more going on? Raj will be joining us in a second, or we'll be joining Raj, however you want to look at that, because I'm going to go on his live stream in a second here on IG. But I'm waiting for Raj to go live on IG. We'll jump on with him. We'll bring him into this show, and we'll do a double live. Not Deebo and Bosa, don't bother. Get paid. Someone needs to be fired. I think Sacktown's saying if he doesn't, if either one of those guys doesn't get extended or both, that let me see. I'm ready. When done. Okay, we'll let Raj is gonna maybe go live in a minute. Okay, so yeah, Cooks isn't a guy I'm like super excited about. You know, like Cooks is good. He's underrated. But I don't know that he's like knocking down the door of anybody's top 12 wide receivers. Like he could be that good, but I'm just certainly not drafting him in anywhere near low end wide receiver 1 or even high end wide receiver 2 range. Even though he's capable of delivering that in Houston, how is he going to get the ball consistently? Think McLaurin. McLaurin's a top 6 to 10 wide receiver, but he can't get those kind of numbers in a place like Washington. Same thing with Brandon Cooks, with a carousel of quarterbacks likely to be in the mix for him. Maybe Mills is the real deal. Maybe he's not. Deebo is definitely feeling like a potential trade possibility here, pal. I know a lot of you guys don't like that in the comments, but I said it yesterday and it made a lot of people uncomfortable, and then now everybody's seeing what's really going down. Deebo's going one step further. So, it's crazy. It's craziness. Raj is live. We're going to go live with Raj in a second and see if he wants to go live. I'll request in, and then he can jump on. Brandon Cooks.
Aren't you glad we're not talking about the quarterback situation? Unbelievable. What a day.
We'll see if he adds us. Once he adds us, I'll put the audio up so you guys can definitely jump in here. What else were we going to talk about here today other than Deebo DK? I mean, you guys know I don't want to beat a dead horse on these topics, but we're really looking at stuff brewing here. If I had to guess, I would definitely say DK Metcalf is still the most likely to get traded. Lockett, maybe even after that. Then it probably is Deebo Samuel. Then it's probably Terry McLaurin. McLaurin in a place like Green Bay I would love that. I would love to see McLaurin catching footballs from Aaron Rodgers. McLaurin in Indy would be interesting. I think Raj might add us here in a second, and we'll jump in and we'll talk with him. And honestly, I went kind of crazy on Raj and the guys the other night on Instagram, and they laid into me a little bit, said I was stirring the pot. And we're going to confront Raj on that. And we're going to talk to him about how they didn't really want to buy into what I was suggesting and what I was talking about. And honestly, like, we're here already. And I'm expecting a little bit of a, Smitty, you were right. Let's see what he says.
Paid now.
What?
He wants to get paid now. So, what's up, my man Smitty? Before I let you go.
Yeah.
So, of course, Deebo wants to get paid now. We were talking about this yesterday. He wants to get paid. He's seeing all these other receivers get paid like crazy. The market's going up. The longer they wait, the higher his value goes. And as he should, he's now using the social media leverage tactics. He's scrubbing the Niners out of his page. Whether he's trolling or not, who knows? Again, it's leverage tactic. This is what players do nowadays. It's 2022. It's about the negotiation. It's all about negotiating. And this is the way these players do it. They say, okay, I'm going to take you out of my social media. I'm going to change my page. I'm going to make it look like I'm not associated with this team. And then when everything goes well, they'll be back to good graces. But right now, he's in the middle of contract negotiations. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We can only speculate, right, as people do all over the sports media world. Nobody knows. It could be nothing. It could be something. But we're here to talk about it because this is the trending news, and it's affecting the Niners right now. It's better than talking about the quarterback situation that we've been talking for 3 months and dragging it along. Now we're here talking about the most important player on our offense, pretty much Deebo Samuel, the MVP of the team. And, what's going to happen? Are they going to pay him? What are your thoughts today, Smitty, on – so if you guys are just joining today, Deebo, he not only unfollowed yesterday the Niners page, followed me too. He took off his PFP, his profile picture, which used to have him in a, Niners jersey, and it's a black image. And then he took away, or I think he archived all his 49er-related pictures, except his All-Pro and Pro Bowl pictures. So what are your thoughts on it, Smitty?
Well, I mean, I think we're back at where we were talking last night, where, I mean, let's just say a lot of the negative comments here saying, Smitty, you're stirring the pot. You're stirring the pot. It's getting a little worse, And is there a possibility that it could all get fixed very quickly? I suppose, Raj, but let me ask you an honest question that I think no one has the answer to, that is in trying to look at this from a positive light.
Sure.
Name one advantage the Niners have for waiting on signing Deebo Samuel. There's not one strategic financial advantage of any kind to wait on Deebo. You're only paying more every single day you wait. So I'm still waiting for one person to give me one potential advantage for waiting on signing Deebo Samuel. Advantage, not just like an explanation.
And that's a good question. I don't know what the advantage for the Niners are, but I was talking to Eric Davis before I hopped in, and hopefully my man, C-Mac, he got the drip too. We both got the drip. I was talking to Eric Davis, and we were, I hope he can jump in and talk, but he says the Niners don't have to pay him. He had the one season where he, broke out and everything, and in their mind, they still have him under contract. They don't. Right now, Deebo's trying to take control of negotiations, and he explained it to me as a former player. It's all about those negotiations, and both sides want to control the negotiation process. Nowadays, 2022, like it says, social media, it's changed the game. Players can control what happens because of social media. Like, you got me and all these other big pages, they're posting about it. His name's out there, and it's showing, hey, look, this guy's garnering a lot of attention. So now the front office, he wants them to click to cave and pay him early, because like he said, Eric Davis says they don't have to pay him. They don't have to. I think, yes, they do, because they don't pay him now. Maybe next year he'll go with the team. But in their mind, they still want to control that leverage. In Deebo's mind, of course, he thinks he's the best player and he should get paid that high. So it's a negotiation process, and both sides are trying to get leverage. And nobody's right in this situation. At the end of the day, fans are going to get a little irritated because they're seeing all this stuff that's going on, and that's what Deebo wants. He wants to create this, like, hey, look, urgent. There needs to be some urgency because everybody else is getting paid. What about me? So I don't necessarily think you're right. There's no necessarily explanation of what the benefit the Niners can be doing. But in their mind, I think it's just holding control of the negotiation. And that's what Eric Davis was telling me. It made sense,
So what I'll say, and then C-Mac, I want to get your take on this too. But if there's no strategic advantage whatsoever, financial, strategic.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. If there's no strategic advantage whatsoever to waiting on signing Deebo, I don't understand why anybody would think that means they're going to sign him. Because if there was an advantage, then it would make sense. Because it's only going to get worse, there's no way things get better in terms of Deebo getting an extension. If you wait another day and wait another day, you only get further apart from where the Niners are probably what they're willing to pay from what Deebo's expectation level is. And the one thing that is certain is Raj drinking water every single day is that Deebo will want more money every time someone signs. And guess who's coming up next? Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp will be signing an extension very, very soon. And when he does so, Deebo's going to require more. But guess who's not going to up their standard at all? The Niners. The Niners are not going to pay more just because Cooper Kupp signed. And if they would, then you got to go back and reverse engineer this and say, what would they be waiting for? Like, if they're going to cave at the end, they would jump in now and say, okay, we got to stop the bleeding. Let's sign Deebo. It's going to get more and more expensive. If the Niners actually wait for another wide receiver like Kupp to sign, they're telegraphing that they are not going to sign Deebo Samuel. If anybody thinks they're going to sign Deebo Samuel to an extension when they wait for yet another wide receiver, they're blindly optimistic about it, because there's no way they're just going to sit back and go, it's going to get more expensive. That's cool. We'll still pay it. But that's not the Niner way. And not only that, the Niners are going to drag their feet with it anyway. It's not going to get done. Deebo's going to hold out until the 11th hour, until he can miss a game check. Then he's going to come back. It's going to create all kinds of unrest, or the Niners will trade him to avoid all of that and to avoid having to franchise tag him next year and try and trade him on the tag. I'm not feeling like this is going in a positive direction whatsoever. And I have zero faith in the Niners, especially Shanahan and Lynch. I have zero faith that they're inching closer and not going to be in drag feet mode to getting this result.
What do you think, C-Mac, on that?
Oh, man, what a day in news. So, in regards to that, though, this is kind of what the Niners do, extending players. This is their recipe. I told Raj this. It's like they can't multitask. Yeah. They do one thing at a time. We're going to focus on free agency. When free agency is over, we're going to focus on the draft. When the draft is over, we're going to focus on training camp and extending guys. And that's what we said last night. I said, and you made a good point. We brought that up. It's the fact that right now they're in draft mode. Right. They can't like alienate from that. They can't do two things. They can't think about, okay, we got to get this contract. We understand. It's like they got to have the money specifically set out. It's like they have to have the task at hand. Like right now, we are in draft mode. It's like a robot programmed to do one thing. Tunnel vision. We are in draft mode. We are in draft mode. Deebo's like overloading their circuits. Yo, motherfucker, pay me. We are in draft mode. After draft mode, oh, hey, Deebo, we got to pay you. Right. You're going to be a little pissed off by that point. Right. But I'm not saying that's the correct way to go about it. That's just the way the front office operates, and that's how they go extending guys. So for Smitty to say it's not the 49er way, it actually legitimately is the 49er way. Whether we don't agree with it at all, because Smitty was right from the get-go. We should have extended Deebo a month ago before all these guys hit the market. Christian Kirk got paid crazy. We should have extended him then. It's just not the 49er way. It's not how they operate. And for people to say, oh, relax, Deebo, they're going to sign him. The front office ain't crazy. Green Bay fans, Chief fans could tell you that they probably would have put their life savings that Tyreek Hill wasn't going to be traded in the offseason. When we're talking money and whether Deebo can walk next season or whether you can get something in return for him, the wide receiver market has hit an all-time high. Teams don't want to pay receivers $30 million. That just is what it is. So to sit there and think that, it's impossible that they're actually going to trade Deebo, there is a possibility that Deebo Samuel will be traded. There is a small chance. Yeah. I still think a deal gets done. Right. I still think a deal gets done. Maybe Bosa, they backload, they do what they do, they restructure down the line. Everybody who's hating on Deebo, calling it childish, like the social media thing, unfortunately, it's the day and age we live in. This man wants to get paid. He's got a newborn son. You could literally play in the NFL, and in one play, you're out for your career. It could happen. Knock on wood, it doesn't happen. He wants to get set up for him and his family in the future. He's playing the football. Yeah, people are like, he had 1 year of production. Okay, now he's about to capitalize on that. It just happens to be his contract year. He's trying to get a contract. He's trying to get extended. You can't hate the guy for him wanting to get paid. And if you're the Niners going into 2022 and Jimmy Garoppolo's at $25 million on your roster, not even at the start of the season, but if we're going into training camp and Jimmy Garoppolo is on the roster and Deebo Samuel isn't, it's time for heads to roll. But Kyle, I agree. I mean, that's a great point. Hold up, Smitty. That's a great point. You got two quarterbacks. You only need one to throw the ball. If you get rid of your biggest weapon on offense, the guy that pretty much got you to where you were last year, NFC Championship, Deebo Samuel won this team so many games. They would have won maybe 4 games. Like the comment here, too many people worried about Deebo. He had one good year. He's good, no doubt, but let him play out next. He's not just had one good year. His rookie season was solid. And then, of course, the second year, people forget it was an injury season. They don't shame Bosa for having an injury season. Nick Bosa tore his fucking ACL, missed the whole season in his second year, and people don't shame him. Deebo was marred by injuries. He broke his leg. He had a hard time getting back in and out of the roster. But with Deebo, he's so critical to that offense. Like, I don't get why people hate on Deebo because he get hurt. Dude, Jimmy gets hurt. Kittle gets hurt. D Ford lives on the injured reserve list. Like, there's so many players in the league that gets hurt. He fucking had a contract season, basically, and he had a career year. He deserves to get paid, man. I don't get why people don't want him to get his money because the moment he leaves, it's the same people, we should have paid him. The man played his ass out, heart and soul of the team, put the team on his back,
So many games were won because of Deebo, man. I guarantee you, man.
We don't even sniff the playoffs without Deebo.
Guys, I put my psych degree. Sorry, Jake, 1 second. I put my psych degree at work on my YouTube show earlier. We're live on YouTube, by the way, too. So just so you know, calls may be live streamed for quality assurance purposes, but I put it to work, my psych degree, on the show, and I went ahead and made a statement that if you are the people that are saying that Deebo can go or Deebo doesn't necessarily need to get extended right now, trade him, or he needs to prove it for another year, are the exact same people that say Jimmy G should start week 1, or I'm okay with Jimmy G on the roster, he's a winner. The exact same group of people. And sure enough, somebody came into my live stream and started talking about Deebo not being worth getting paid, and I said, hey, real quick question, buddy. Do you like Jimmy G or Trey? It matches up perfectly every single time. There's a correlation between those groups of people. The people that love Jimmy G, the people that aren't concerned about Deebo. But I get what you guys are saying, Raj and C-Mac, that it's the Niner way. And actually, I don't know if you misunderstood what I was saying. I was saying the Niner way doesn't work when you drag your feet in these situations. I agree. It's the Niner way what they're doing. But if you guys think that they can't multitask, which I agree with, but that's the reason why, and that they're just going to come back around and give him more money, I think you guys are going to be so disappointed. Because there's no way, even if you can't multitask, there's no way an organization as conservative and slow-moving as the Niners are with big moves are going to realize right now that every day you wait, he's getting more expensive, and that they're going to say, well, that's fine, we got to focus on this, and they're going to come back and give him $90 million guaranteed or $85 million guaranteed when they were planning on giving him $55, $60 million guaranteed. He's gone up $20 to $25 million guaranteed. There's no way, bad at multitasking or not, that they're just going to blow off and brush off the misstep there. Look, you guys, the facts are right in front of your face. They misstepped on Jimmy, and they didn't cut the cord and go in the right direction. They continued to go in the bad direction. What makes anybody think that the Niners aren't going to continue? They messed up by not signing Deebo in time. Now they don't have enough money for it or want to pay for it. You think they're going to not do what they just did with Jimmy? Continue to go down the wrong path? Like, I mean,
they drag their feet. And one thing I want to say, like, people are hating on Deebo now because
it's sad. The comments are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Mad at him.
Don't hate on
If you
Deebo.
were in his position, if you were
That's the 49ers fan base for you.
If you're going to get a job and you want more money than they're offering you, and you're like, no, I'm going to go look at another interview. You're going to do what's best for you. He has a family, like C-Mac said. Like, I've been on many interviews in my lifetime, and hey, sometimes I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to take this deal yet. I'm going to go look at the other offer. Like, I even tell my students when I used to be an instructor, like, yo, man, if coming out of PT school, I want you to make sure you look at all your options. Don't just take the first job offer because there might be better offers. Like, you have to do what's good for yourself. No matter what job you're doing, you got to look out for yourself. Nobody else is going to look out for you. These guys want that guaranteed money because you never know. God forbid he gets an injury in training camp and he's done. If he didn't have the guaranteed money and he's playing on a $3 million contract this year, which is his rookie contract, he's kind of screwed, man. So I don't know why people hate on the player just because they're mad. Oh, he's doing high school tactics or whatever. I don't get it.
It's just the people that want Jimmy.
Yeah.
And you know
let's see what Jake has to say.
Go ahead, Jake.
I'm just listening. This is all of your guys' debacle, not mine.
You're trading your debacle.
Packer page.
We have our own debacles over in Green Bay. Everyone's disappointed that we didn't land Brandon Cooks, but I kind of knew from the get-go that was never going to happen. The way I see it, and I agree with you, Raj, I moved down to Milwaukee in November, and I had 2 job offers. One paid more money, but I didn't think I would fit in the culture. The other one paid less, but I liked the culture there. I ended up taking less money. That's how it is. That's how it is for NFL players, too. And it's unfair to, harass them and bother them and talk negatively of them for exploring their options and demanding the money that they think they deserve. So I do think the 49ers missed out on extending Deebo. They missed out on extending Bosa. Both of those contracts they could have got for relatively cheaper than, let's say they offer them both tomorrow, which won't happen. But let's say they do, they're going to be paying much, much more than they could have, let's say, a month ago. And then obviously the whole Jimmy G situation, we've talked about it for hours. He should not be on the team still. Unfortunately, he is. He probably will be. And whether he's the QB1 week 1 or not that's up for debate. I personally think that they will roll with him. That's just my take. I don't know what you guys think. But
It is just unbelievable how fast fans turn on players. Like,
oh yeah, I see it every day.
It is unbelievable. I wouldn't even thought in a million years you'd have comments like, "Let's spin it now."
Look at this, like, he deserves to get paid, but on another team, I prefer picks. Like, what pick is going to come in and be better than Deebo in his first season? Like, who's coming in? They did this with
Packers just gave up Devontae.
I don't get it.
Packers just gave up.
And they got Javon Kinlaw. And y'all motherfuckers hate Javon Kinlaw. And it's disgusting to me because he hasn't even given a fair chance. These fans have turned on him because he hasn't been able to live up to the hype.
Look what they did to Mostert. Look what they did to Mostert, bro. He got hurt. And people ripped. They were like threatening Mostert.
Yeah, you guys got to be trolling, right? Like this.
Anybody mad at Deebo to that degree that they want Jimmy starting week 1? It goes hand in hand. But guys, the only saving grace you guys have, to be honest with you, is that the Niners will drag their feet on making a trade, and then Deebo doesn't get traded. To be quite honest with you, like that's where we're at. Deebo, and another thing, Raj, remember what I said last night when everyone was like, Smitty stirring the pot, there's nothing here. I told you that when you do something drastic like Kyler Murray did, where you take everything off social, you make a big, bold move, something happened to trigger that. And what I was saying last night is that I guarantee you the Niners and Deebo had a conversation, or their camps had a conversation, and basically what happened is they found out they were so far apart in an insulting fashion, like at a car dealership, where you actually have to get up and walk away from the table because you're so insulted. Deebo reacted like getting up from the car dealership. He distanced himself from the Niners. When he unfollowed RSF 49ers, Dr. Raj in the top left corner, I swear, if we can replay it, a tear came out of his eye. This man loves Deebo Samuel more than anybody. So, like, for Deebo to go to the great lengths of going in, like Raj said on the live earlier, going in and actually unfollowing people like Raj, people, going into each social media account, he's making a big, bold statement, and he was offended. And I'm telling you, the Niners are not the type of organization, you guys know this more than anybody, that's going to all of a sudden make a big leap forward. They're slow progression movement people. It's like, hey, Deebo, we set aside this $55 million back 2-3 months ago. What do you say? And Deebo goes, didn't you just see what happened? And the Niners like, yeah, we're not paying that. And I believe the Niners won't. I believe the Niners would have paid him had they not dragged their feet, something Deebo may have accepted. Raj, Deebo, he beats to the his own drum, and this guy is not going to fold. He's not Kyler Murray, where Kyler Murray's going to bark big, then back down. Deebo doesn't care. He marches to the beat of his own drum.
That's what I said. He marches to the beat of his own drum. And then look at this. If you unfollow you, why are you still...
Oh, Rocky.
The comment says, if he unfollowed you, why are you still wearing his jersey? I don't care if he unfollowed me. Let him do what he has to do.
We love
Deebo.
Deebo.
He went there. He has a PR team.
Not that personal.
Have you ever heard of a PR team? Have you ever heard of a social media manager? He has those intact. He probably pays them, and they probably say, hey, look, this is what we got to do. We got to put the leverage. And just because he unfollowed me doesn't mean I'm going to cry like a bitch and burn my jerseys. If he follows the team and if he unfollows me, he goes to another team, I still got love for my slime, man. That's my boy Deebo. I've been backing this guy on the team before he was even a Niner. If you follow this page, bro, I've been a Deebo fan before Deebo was even a Niner. So I don't even care if he's like with the team or not. I loved Deebo when he was in South Carolina. I don't know. I'm a Deebo fan.
There's just a lot of trolls. There's a lot of trolls.
Smitty said, like, I love Deebo more than anybody. Like, I really do. I probably was the only person here on the quad box that was saying, yo, watch out for Deebo, watch out for Deebo. And everybody's like, well, watch out for Deebo. And what happened? Y'all should have watched out for Deebo. And at the end of the day, man, he's got to do what he has to do. It's a leverage situation. Do I think he's going to stay on the Niners? I definitely do. I'm not saying that I think he's going to leave, but he's playing the game as he should. He wants to get paid. He's seeing everybody else get paid. Obviously, there's still more receivers that have to get paid from his draft class. Terry McLaurin, DK, AJ Brown, like those guys still got to get paid too. So it's not over. But hey, if they get paid before Deebo, and Cooper Kupp, like Smitty says, then we have a real big problem. And right now, it started to escalate. And today was a big day because yesterday, what did I say? I came in here and said, I'm not worried. I don't care that he unfollowed me because he's done it before, unfollowed the Niners before. But today was a little different. He archived his Niner posts, and he changed his PFP to a black post. I remember I texted you guys today. I was like, yo, this is big. Because yesterday, you were like, you guys broke the news to me. I think like Vlad or Smitty were like, yo, look, he's not. And I was like, I'm not even going to post it. I don't even think that's big a deal. Today, I saw that, and I was like, yo, I sent it to you guys. I was like, yo, I'm posting this shit. And I broke it out. Because to me, that was actually a big deal.
Yeah, and what's crazy about that is they talked about it on Pat McAfee, who was live on his podcast with Peter Schrager. And he said, Deebo unfollowed the Niners, but his profile pic is still him in his Niners uniform. And then sure as shit, an hour or 2 hours later, the profile pic is blacked out. I think I'm looking at it more, too, like from the front office standpoint. Like John and Kyle were willing to give Jimmy this huge contract after 5 starts and gave him a huge contract. And so the people that are saying, oh, it's 1 year, how could you justify Jimmy Garoppolo starting 5 games and you give him that contract from a front office standpoint? But after Deebo had the season that he had, how can you not justify the front office dropping a bag of what he wants on a contract? It doesn't make sense. And yet you're still the same people that are saying, oh, start Jimmy G in 2022. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. None of it makes sense.
But C-Mac, what kind of pattern are we seeing here? Niners they're not making moves. They're not making moves. Like Raj always says, what moves did we make today? And we all sit there and stare at each other because nothing happened. Like DJ, Tomlinson, not extending Deebo, not extending Bosa, not cutting Jimmy G. There's a very, very sick pattern here that, in my opinion, the Niners would shock me to break free from that pattern and extend Deebo. Like, do you guys truly, I know you optimistically want him to get extended, but do you really believe that this organization's going to swallow their pride on the amount of money they lost by not cutting Jimmy, the amount of money they lost by not extending Deebo? It's going to be 15 to 20 million guaranteed dollars they're going to lose. And maybe they think, oh, well, we'll worry about it down. You know, a lot of that isn't hitting us right now, so the cap will increase. I get all that. But this is an organization that, and again, you would do that right now. If you had that mentality of, okay, let's stop the bleeding, you wouldn't be like, well, we can only do one thing. That's why they got in this mess, because they can't multitask. Sure, I could buy that. But if you truly had an intention of signing Deebo, why would you not do it right this very second? We know it's not happening because Deebo is taking these great lengths to prove a point. Yep. So clearly they've actually gone in different directions. That's where they're at right now.
Smitty, real quick. They did make a signing today. Just real quick, I want to breaking news.
We got a receiver.
Have signed wide receiver Marcus Johnson. Hey, they're making moves, baby boy. In case Deebo goes, you got Marcus Johnson.
Just real quick, Brandon Cooks is going to be making $20 million a year in Houston. Deserved, undeserved? I think it's deserved.
That's deserved.
Deserved, yeah. 20. If Christian Kirk's making 20, Brandon Cooks can make 20.
Yep.
Yeah. If Christian Kirk is making that silly money,
that could be an underrated duo heading into this year. Davis Mills and Cooks.
I like Davis Mills, low key solid.
Yeah.
He's like their great American story. You know what I mean? That underdog. Yeah.
They got a bunch of draft picks to work with. Yeah. Anyways, we can go back to me listening to you guys rant about the 49ers.
Hey, don't enjoy it too much. You lost Devontae Adams. I'm sure you're hurting a little bit. I will say that DK Metcalf or Lockett or McLaurin could be in your future, Jake. I really believe the Packers are going to turn over, unlike the Niners right now, turn over a new leaf and head in a different direction in terms of how they approach the wide receiver position, at least because they wanted to bring back Adams, but as you mentioned in one of our last live streams, they actually offered more money to account for like tax and stuff like that, and he said no. So they wanted to pay a big name wide receiver. Aaron Rodgers probably said we got to bring someone in if Adams leaves. So I fully expect a McLaurin or a DK or a Lockett, somebody of that caliber to fall on this roster.
Packers. That's just not how the Packers operate, though. They're kind of like the 49ers in the sense that they drag their feet in the mud, which leads to a lot of controversy and a lot of drama.
You
And
also
that's
never
great.
franchise tag either, and you franchise tagged Adams, and then obviously traded him. But so I think things.
See, and that's the only instance where I would see a franchise tag being used in the Packers organization is if it was going to lead to something else. So,
True, that's true. It was crazy that they moved him, but again, when we look back at it, all the tea leaves are there. He wanted to go play with his boy.
Yeah, everything made sense. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, Jake, I got my boy Wayne Breezy. I want to bring him up. So I want to get his thoughts on the Deebo situation.
Yeah,
but
that's no problem. My dinner.
We always love having you on, Jake, my man.
Enjoy that dinner.
Yeah, I got dinner waiting for me. Yeah,
exactly.
perfect.
Enjoy listening to us in misery right now.
Later, Jakey Poo.
MLB opening day. Watch baseball, everyone. Goodbye.
Okay,
What's
maybe.
baseball?
I don't know about that. What's baseball?
Football season, bro.
Yeah. It's always football season stealing the headlines.
Let's see what Breezy.
There's my boy.
Yeah.
Let's get my boy Wayne in here.
Breezy tends to lean in the direction of Smitty. What's up, Breezy?
What's up, my man?
What's good, family? What's going on, man? Hey, didn't last night we say this shit was gonna get crazy?
Yo, you texted me this morning and you were like, it's about to get crazy. And then literally an hour later, I go on Instagram and I was like, bro. And then I posted that and it just went crazy today.
Listen, Smitty said last night, we should have took care of this a long time ago. Yo, he was right. He was right. And next thing you know, it all started with what y'all posted last night. And then here we go. So we went from following the 49ers to removing all 49ers paraphernalia. Like, it's all gone. Like, everything.
And followed Raj. Breezy.
Yo, it's crazy because this man, like, as soon as I got to work, I got a text from Wayne. He's like, yo, this shit's about to get crazy. Like, he said that. And then an hour late, not even an hour later, that's when all this happened. I'm like, bro, this is crazy. Like, it blew my mind because you texted me this morning. That was like one of the first people to text me this morning. And I was like, yeah, it's about to get crazy, man. And then literally, not even an hour later, I'm posting this shit that he unfollowed, like he took the picture off his PFP and then archived all the Niner pick. Yo, that shit is crazy, bro.
Listen, I'm not gonna get all bent out of shape about it. It could be a tactic that he's trying to get the 49ers attention.
100%.
Yeah. And if it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, you know what, Smitty, you asked me last night, and I couldn't come up with anything because you said something so valid. And then I was just talking to my boy who's a Cowboys fan, die hard. He was like, yo, why y'all ain't pay that dude? Like, why y'all didn't extend him? Before everybody started to get like, even he said, I hope we extend CeeDee Lamb because if not, CeeDee gonna get like $90 million guaranteed at some point. Because of the market. Like, look, what people aren't understanding is the market. The market determines what they get paid. That's what it is. It's always been that. It's always been the market. And so even Brandon Cook just got an extension, right? They just said that he got $20 million a year. Well deserved. Brandon Cook's got a good tenure in football history. He's a guy that can stretch the field, get down the field, beat coverages, and catch passes. Well, you know what? A lot of people don't want to pay Deebo because they feel like he hasn't done enough. And that's not fair to Deebo. It ain't his fault. He only played in the league for 3 years and took the league by storm in his third year.
Exactly. Exactly. What kind of crap is that? Like, and that's what we're saying. It's the market value right now. Like, at the end of the day, these players are getting paid like crazy. So right now, capitalize on that market. It's not his fault that you're paying Christian Kirk the $21 million and all these other receivers. That's the market. And I know some people are like, oh, Deebo's not worth it. It's not worth it. Da, 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 da. Even Eric Davis, we were talking, he's like, he's not worth that much money. I say he may or may not be. But at the end of the day, in order to keep him, they have to pay him. Whether you think it's an overpay or not, in order to keep him, you have to pay the market value because now that's the value. It's like when you go buy a house, you're like, shit, this house ain't worth that much money. But at the end of the day, whatever the market value is, you're going to pay it to live in that damn house. Like, that's the market value whenever you're buying anything.
And like I said last night, Breezy, and like I'm saying tonight, something went down where these two parties came together or the camps came together. It didn't go well. And so
far apart.
And this is his you're insulting me reaction. Yeah. And the thing about it is, and Breezy, I mean, answer this question as honestly as you can, as a from a logical state of mind, not a fan of the team. Are the Niners capable of swallowing their pride like they haven't yet with Jimmy G, and haven't released it? They just keep going down the wrong path. Are they capable of changing directions and giving Deebo the money that he now deserves, or are they going to stick to the old plan and say, look, this is all we had. I'm sorry, we can't give you the new fair market value. Like, what do you think's really going to happen?
So, the first part of your question, are they capable? Yes. The second part of your question is, will they stick to their old ways? Probably yes. Like, but then again, Jimmy G and Deebo Samuel, they've never seen a Deebo Samuel. They didn't know. No one knew Deebo was gonna blossom into this. It's like one of those rare documents you find. Oh shoot, it turned into this. Oh, we got to keep this. So I'm not selling this. Like, so they're gonna have to change their ways, right? And I'm hoping that they do change their ways and methods on how they go about grabbing players. And they're gonna have they pay Jimmy market value, and then the moment Jimmy got paid, Russ, Aaron, boom,
Everybody, yeah.
Boom. That's what happened.
What's the
One
dude
player
from
comes,
him? He killed
and then it just goes, and then they restab it. Like Patrick Mahomes a couple years back, he went fucking crazy, set that mark, and then Deshaun Watson this year. It's like, bro, the man got over $200 million guaranteed. Like, that's crazy money.
And I see a lot of people saying, not to cut you off, that he has 1 year left. Can somebody please explain the? It's 1 year, $4-point-something million, and it's not even like it's his base salary. If this guy goes here and breaks a toe and can't play, not only will he not get paid, that messes up his contract.
Yeah,
so exactly.
And not even from Deebo's point of view, from the front office point of view, it's like if you know Deebo is going to walk next year, you might as well trade him now and get something for him. If you can't come to an agreement, you got to look at it from the front office.
Or they tag him.
He's going to get frustrated.
Or you're going to get something in return.
Or they tag him, C-Mac, and then he plays.
We had all this time to make this.
Will he play?
He's going to be like, look, we had all this time last year to come to an agreement. You didn't agree with me. I'm going to go to another team as an unrestricted free agent. They're going to throw money at me. And knowing the Niners not spending, if some team says, hey, we're going to pay you $90 million guaranteed, the Niners are going to be like, whoa, we can't handle that. He's going to go chase that money. And at the end of the day, like you said, Brady, and I was trying to say this earlier, is he's getting paid his base rookie contract salary. It's like nothing for $3 million plus $1 million signing bonus. So it's like $4 million. If he goes out to training camp and God forbid he gets an injury, there goes any type of leverage he has. So he knows in his mind, this is his leverage. He has to get paid now based on the market value to want to go into camp. If he's going to go into camp playing on a rookie contract, that's stupid for him. So he knows that because Kittle did the same thing. Warner did the same thing. They didn't go into camp without signing a new contract. They got their extension. And this is what players do at his magnitude. And I don't care if he had the one season people want to say.
But Raj, that's the contract he signed.
Imagine how. Imagine.
That's what I'm saying. Fans, they sit there and they get all uptight over nothing. He played the contract. His rookie season, it wasn't like nothing to be scoffed at. The guy plays running back, wide receiver. He throws fucking more touchdowns than Jimmy half the games. Like, he goes and returns kicks. Like, what does he got to do, bro?
Imagine how frustrating it's going to be knowing that the team that you're dealing with literally has you're not even in the same ballpark. I guarantee you the Niners are not on the same ballpark negotiation-wise. So to get a feet-dragging organization to get on page with Deebo, who I guarantee you Deebo's not going to negotiate and drop his value, he will require being paid like the top 3 wide receiver. He's not going to fold and say, give me 5, 6, or 7. That's not Deebo. He's not Kyler Murray, where Kyler Murray's going to do this and that and kind of go back and forth. He's Deebo. Deebo marches to the beat of his own drum, like Raj says. There's no way he's going to fold and take number 6 or number 5 money. He has been putting his body on the line. He carried this team. He played running back and wide receiver. And if you ever listen to Deebo talk about it, and he's talked about his money, he goes, I'm getting my money. I'm getting my money. And people go, you played running back and wide receiver. He goes, believe me, I'm going to get the running back money and I'm going to get the wide receiver money combined. Deebo's not folding. Mark my words, Breezy, if Cooper Kupp signs before Deebo, it's over. He's not playing. He's either going to play and hold out up until the final 11th hour and then not want to miss a game check and come back disgruntled, and then you got no continuity between Trey and Deebo, or he ends up getting traded because Russell Wilson. Russell.
Deebo's brother. I'm gonna
Deebo.
I'm gonna go grab my charger real quick.
Russell. Hey, Russell Wilson. disgruntled. Breezy, what happened? He got traded. Devontae Adams wanted to be traded, disgruntled. He got traded. Tyreek Hill wanted to be traded. He got traded. All these guys got, these contracts too. Deebo fits the bill. DK fits the bill. McLaurin fits the bill.
And Taekwon, his brother's in the chat, and literally just said, name one receiver that does what his brother does.
Exactly.
Hey,
That's the point.
Hey, can
That's what I said. The 49ers have never seen this.
The
NFL
NFL has it.
Hey,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
49ers had a chance to make history with a player that they've never ever seen. No, they didn't know Deebo. They knew Deebo had this in him, but they didn't know it was gonna blossom on this professional level at this quick point in time with the trash ass quarterback and the sorry ass team. Like they didn't know. You know what I'm saying? So they gotta figure this out. They gotta just put their big boy pants on and say, look, Deeb, look, we can make you top 3 right now. We make you top 3. You do this, incentive base, boom, 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 bam, bam, bam. You can make some extra money. We'll renegotiate a year later, 2 years later down. Like they restructure everybody else's contract. Eric Armstead, George Kittle. These guys get restructured. They can happen. But you got to get him. You got to keep Deebo. You remove Deebo from this team.
it's not the same team at all.
I said it. On
He's
offense,
the straw. Yeah, go ahead.
he's the heart and soul. On defense, Bosa's the heart and soul. Whatever you got to do, and a lot of people might not like this, if you got to trade Kittle to keep Deebo, you do what you got to do. If you got to trade Armstead to keep Bosa, you do what you got to do. It just is what it is.
1-1.
Hey, can we get Deebo's brother to follow Raj just to give him a little peace of mind? Like, because Deebo following Raj is like really important to him, and like Deebo and can we get his?
No, man. I'm cool with it, bro.
I just want his brother to follow you.
Either way, I think Deebo following me is more important to you, Smitty. Don't worry about it. He's my boy. He'll come back when he gets paid. Let Deebo get his back. You know what? I gotta say this real quick. I love you, Wayne. You are now an honorary member of this quad box. Yes! The man. Bro, Breezy's the man, dude. This kid man comes in. I love his takes, man. Wayne, you are officially a member of our team. We love you here, man. We love you. I mean, you're absolutely right. Deebo is one of one. There is not another Deebo in the NFL. What did I say a couple months ago? I said Deebo Samuel is the Steph Curry of the NFL. He's changed the game. These receivers nowadays, they want to be like Deebo. If you watch the combine, about half of those receivers on their interviews, they say, I want to be like Deebo. I want to be like Deebo. All the promo packages were about Deebo Samuel. He has changed the game. And a game-changing player deserves to get paid towards the top of the league. I get it. He doesn't always just play receiver. I get it. He plays running back. But that has to account for something, because you take him away from this offense is nothing. They would have won 4 games last year without Deebo. He's the straw that stirs the drink for the 49ers on offense, man.
What if Deebo was actually on Taekwon's IG and he posted that? Mind blown. What if it's really Deebo as Taekwon?
That's his burner.
He's under his brother's account watching.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I know you guys are more optimistic than me, but I think there's only 2 roads we're looking at. There are 3 potential roads. 1, that they extend him. 2, they don't extend him and they trade him. Or 3, they don't extend him. He holds out but comes back right before week 1 and plays. But I honestly believe the only 2 viable roads are that he's traded, which is hard for me to imagine a team that drags their feet as much as this that gets a deal done. So I think it's going to be disgruntled Deebo. He will come back. He's not going to miss game checks. No player can really afford to really hold out anymore. And if you do, it ruins your career. Look at Lev Bell. Look at Melvin Gordon. Those guys never got what they thought they were going to get. You can't hold out in today's NFL. Truly hold out. But he will hold out as long as humanly possible. And it's going to be brutal. And the fact that this was supposed to be the magical offseason for the Niners. Trey Lance coming into his own. Deebo, Trey, like retaining players, keeping DJ. Like, I can't believe that anybody's supporting at all what the Niners are doing this offseason. There's not a single thing other than Ray McLeod that I've liked whatsoever.
We like Charvarius.
Yeah, Ward. Okay, Ward. I like Ward, but what a botched offseason. What a horribly... Like, if Shanahan and Lynch don't deserve to be called out to at least be examined to be fired, I don't know what you got to do to mess something up worse than they've messed up the momentum you guys had coming out of that playoff.
Speak on it, Smitty. So this is a good comment. Can we just discuss how the faithful assimilate if the 49ers don't pay him? What are we doing? Are you guys going to be – so if the Niners don't pay Deebo and they let him get traded or whatever, what are your guys' thoughts? I don't think it's going to happen, but there is a small possibility. What are you guys going to do? What are your thoughts? Around the horn. Let's go. C-Mac, go ahead.
I mean, it's Niner gang till death. You know what I mean? Like, I'm never leaving. Hopefully, the other Niner fans here won't leave, but you're never leaving. But if you think about the last couple off seasons, how it's went, we've had excitement in the off season. This is like the first off season in a couple years where you're like, damn, this isn't going how we thought it would. Like last year, we got Juice, we brought back Verrett, Trent Williams, all these guys. We got all these guys back. This off season, and to me, what the whole cloud is about is number 10. Because a lot of us don't understand why number 10 is still on the roster, and you're losing guys like Lakin and DJ. If you move on from Jimmy and you still lose Lakin and DJ, and you're like, okay, well, those guys got the bag. You're kind of drafted for that, knowing that was going to happen this season. The cloud is Jimmy G and 10. So that's where the big cloud is. Like, you can't sit here and be okay with Lakin and DJ going, but you still have Jimmy on the roster. It just doesn't make sense. But to go answer your question, going to the next season, it's still ride or die. But the level of just disappointment you have with the front office and headed into the season, like, the past couple of years, you're going into the season like, all right, we're about to run this bitch back. I don't know if you feel that going into the season if Deebo's traded. Like, how can you feel that way?
Yeah.
Let me ask this hypothetical question, and I'm not comparing the two in what way, shape, or form, but I'm going the comparison, if I do have to draw one, as far as what they bring to the team. I know damn well the 49ers wasn't trading, cutting, or not trying to re-sign Jerry Rice because of what he brought to the team, okay? It was what he brought to the team. Yeah, he brought the skill set. Yes, he brought the touchdowns. Yes, he made other quarterbacks look great. It was work ethic was great, but they paid him until he got older. And then it was just time to say, hey, we're going to move on. Yeah. You better pay this man. And so, look, I'm going to be still a fan, still a faithful, still create content, still give you the energy. But I'm going to be mad. I'm going to be pissed off because you
pay that man.
This type of talent walk out of your organization. I got one. I lost that junk in Texas. I'm mad as fuck. But listen. Ex-Cowboy fans stole that shit. They was mad when they got that video of me or something like that. But no, seriously, you can't let that type of talent walk out. And I get it. It's going to cost you the bag. And a lot of people don't know where the money comes from. I don't give a where the money comes from. Money just is there. Bitcoin, trap coin, queen.
What do I got to do here?
Make that shit up.
GoFundMe. We can start a GoFundMe.
Hey, they got to figure it out. I got $5 on it, and I ain't talking about weed. I got $5. I will put it in the bank, and we can go ahead and get Deebo because you can't. He's transcending. He's a different type of player. He brings without his edge. That's what I'm afraid of. You remove him. Where's that edge coming from?
It's rebuild. It's rebuild. If you get rid of Deebo, you're saying we're rebuilding around Trey. But the saddest part is you don't need to rebuild around Trey. Trey's ready now. Like Trey's more ready than Jimmy G was when Jimmy was in his prime, and Trey's not even unlocked or unleashed yet. Like I get so frustrated when people don't look at Trey's rookie year. And they act like it was a bad year. He looked really good at times. He beat a Houston Texan team that just knocked off the Bengals a couple weeks prior in a very critical game. Like that was a very crucial playoff, concerning game. Like it had implications. But I'll tell you this, and I know I'm going to get cream for it in the chat, although I don't know if I will anymore. I did last year because I called for Shanahan's job a little early. But I don't think I was really that wrong. I think I was early on it. But I believe that if you guys don't bring Deebo back, I think Shanahan shouldn't be here. But the problem is you have Jed who loves him. And like Roz said, Shanahan hired Lynch. And like we said last night, it's like being older than your uncle. Doesn't make any sense to have hired and be in charge of the GM. You're literally the boss of the GM. The GM is not, he's there he's a face. He turned in this.
I said it.
And Raj, you said that it was, that one time it was good that he turned down that Amazon deal. I can't trust anybody at this point that turns down. What do you get? $100 million Amazon deal?
DTA, don't trust anybody. The rattlesnake one said,
he turned.
DTA.
Why did he turn that down? Peters needs to be
Like
GM.
$120 million, bro. That's a lot of money, bro. I would have taken that money and ran to the highway. And then hey, Deebo.
If anybody
So,
thinks
one thing I
that
wanna say-
Peters is going to stay, Raj, Peters is the next to go, and we're just going to watch him go. We're going to watch him go.
The only reason why he's still here is because he just didn't get the job. That's it.
Well,
But he's gonna get a job.
watch
Like,
him go.
Somebody's gonna hire him soon. And the only reason why he's still a Niner is because he just didn't get the job for the Giants. That's it. Let's give it a buck.
That's it. Because if he would have got the job, he would have been scramming. Because
No.
this guy is such a good talent scout that he's going to make such a good GM. Whenever he gets the GM position, he's going to be the top of the league, creme de la creme. Unbelievable. But going back to Deebo, man, again, this guy is the best of the best. He's one of a kind. Like, I've watched this team since I was a little kid, man, years and years. I'm an old motherfucker. I'm an old dude. I may not look like it, but I'm an old guy. So I haven't seen a wide receiver this good in a long time for the Niners. Like, I know Anquan Bolden was pretty good.
Yes.
He was still like he was past his prime.
Yeah, he was
Deebo
way
is
past his prime.
probably the best receiver we've had on this team since T.O., bro. Like,
Yo.
literally the
That's-
best receiver they've had on this team since T.O. Like, what he did yesterday, putting 1,000-yard receiver, we hadn't seen a 1,000-yard receiver scratch the surface on the Niners roster in years, and he did it. And he had a whole bunch of running yards on top of it, man. Like, it's unbelievable how good he was. They got to pay this, man.
They gotta find a way.
All right, guys. Sorry we're here at the last minutes of the show. I appreciate you guys all watching. I'm sorry that turned into an Instagram live. I might go live tonight. We're gonna go live on the Quad Box later tonight on YouTube here, but I might go live additionally to talk about some more stuff and to rant and rave. I appreciate Spacula for the super chats. Deebo to the Jets. You heard it here first. Is Spacula. Like and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button if you're new. Please hit the subscribe button if you're new. Punch that like button on your way out the door. And I'll try and go live here and do a little rant tonight. But I appreciate you all joining me for a unique little, Deebo Samuel talk that we did on Instagram Live. So I appreciate all of you. I'm sorry if some of you are getting tired of some of the same over and over content, but this is important stuff. And I think we needed to attack it in a major way today. And I'm glad you guys were here sharing that with me. So until tonight, appreciate you. Later. Good.